Yes, people, once again, big violation for me. And it's not that what they do to Yogi for real, it's not right. And that this current corporation Labour Party with the unjust crooked system the way they're working right now should be out of power. Not only is the law that they have where there is a judge that can just, a magistrate that can just pass judgment based upon his belief, which are never accurate and should never be taking place because no one should be judging people based upon the criteria of the perspective of what they want to think. Doesn't mean that what they're thinking is correct or right. So all these laws should be amended. Yes, and it's not right. But the reality is, it was done to me, and it was done to me as part of fighting for my indigenous rights. The 18th of October 2017, where I'm going to court for an illegal procedure that was taking place against me by a crooked police officer, which name was upon declaring my indigenous rights and my sovereignty rights, which gives me jurisdiction over me and no state owning me, which is the legal terms of indigenous rights, which declare me as an indigenous natural human being, which have done the legal status and become free and take back my livelihood and my rightful name as a European, not a Vincentian, but as fighting for my rights by declaring myself. I've been violated by the government and the state of St. Vincent. And a magistrate called Bertie Pompey has done the same thing that he done to Pharrell, which is sent to a psychiatrist. The only difference between me and her is that being a conscious and uplifting, enlightened person, human being so to speak, had made me a head step of her, knowing how to react and how to adjust to the situation. So I didn't get injection or take any drugs because I don't. I'm a horrible doctor. So it wouldn't come across me to be a part of that negative way in any way, taking any kind of drugs. You know what I mean? I only use herbs, so that wouldn't come across me. So I wouldn't take no drugs, neither was I being any unpolite or unmannerly to the staff who work out there. And the head staff was a family member of mine who realized the unjust and the unlawful situation which they put me through and treat me as though if I was a worker. I wasn't being treated like those normal people. I was treated with respect. I was more sitting down in her office and dwell like a worker. I wasn't in that back way the psychiatric people mentally health. The only time I would be like there is mostly in the night when I'm about to go to sleep. And in the day I would be with the normal working staff, communicating and dwelling like an arm because I'm not a crazy person. I'm highly intellectual and highly more knowledgeable, more than 90% of them who don't understand what's going on. So I was being violated. And although Pharrell has been violated, she are known to be a Vincentian. I am not. But I was being violated for fighting for my indigenous right. And it hasn't been made public as Pharrell has been made such a broad public speaker, even to the world, who's members of the Vincentian community that's living in America, who's been speaking out against it and asking for that law to be amended. But I haven't seen them stand up on my behalf to declare my indigenous rights, to help fight for the indigenous cause and to protect the indigenous land and resources which has been violated. Also my rights has been violated and my sovereignty rights. So I find it a bit biased, not to say that I'm against, I am surely with Yogi Pharrell for the wrongs that they've done to her. But let me see them stand up for the indigenous rights that I'm fighting for and my sovereignty rights, which they're still trying to hold a corporate charge against I, the indigenous man, under a name that is not real and doesn't exist, and it needs to be adjusted. Understand? And I'll be back there in a little short while to adjust it. I'm gonna try to see how I can get support from the indigenous community so that we could get all this illegal practicing being stopped. Now, this is what should be mostly public and broad to a higher level where people could see that you can't just violate the normal Vincent. You can't violate indigenous rights neither. So what I'm seeing that they're doing and making such a big big issue and a public speak to the world and to the rest Vincentian committee, I see that it is good and I'm not damning it, but you need to support me and my indigenous rights and fight against the injustice and fight for what they're trying to do to me, because they do the same thing to me. They send me to a psychiatric institution just for fighting for my own right. So it needs to be amended, and I need to get some sort of compensation and respect for who I am. You can't tell someone who they are. You gotta ask them who are they and what is the name and who are they representing. Excuse me. When I represent the indigenous Moors from Island Uromi, and I'm a Moor, and I'm not part of your Vincentian corporation. I'm not a Vincentian. So you have to respect my indigenous rights, my sovereignty rights, and respect my destiny and who I choose to be. Don't try to dictate my life and my way for me, because not Yogi Ferrell alone has been violated. I've been violated too, and the world isn't coming out and defending my indigenous rights and my sovereignty rights and letting them know that they can't dictate or tell me what I cannot do as an indigenous defendant, okay, who's representing the indigenous Moors and Island Uromi. I too need the protection and the respect, you know, because even though they sent me to a psychiatric institution, I didn't stay whole 14 days, it was 8 days, and that's because of my communication with the staff and the head nurse out there, because I'm highly more intelligent, I'm saying, than 90% of them who try to use assumptions, especially the magistrate, to put people away when they're more intelligent and speaking something that they don't know of, to put a stumbling block in the way and proceed to state they're crazy as a way of shutting them up. That's what they did to me, and the same thing they tried to do Yogi for real. But my scene need to go public and broad, and not only is my thing going, they're still trying to use the name Hezekiah Naphtali. There is no one in St. Vincent named Hezekiah Naphtali. I'm not Hezekiah Naphtali. You can't make a name up for me. I'm indigenous. So that is the real issue that needs to be targeted and addressed. So the state and its illegal cooperative system, which only derived from slavery and is no older than 299 years, because the 1719 is when it's been established. And for those of you who don't even know, it's the French who colonized it and the British took it over. Okay? You guys need to stand up for what is right. I'm not saying not to defend Yogi Ferrell, but stand up with me upon my indigenous rights, fighting for my rights. They're still trying to hold a corporate charge under a name that is not valued. There is no one by the name of Hezekiah Naphtali. So you can't force me to accept something that I'm not. And that is what they're trying to do to me. And they still have an illegal proceeding going on in the court against I, the indigenous man, Ali, which is illegal and unlawful. And I'm calling on the world and also the Vincentian public to stand up on my behalf while I come back to stand up for my own rights. I'm indigenous. You don't have jurisdiction over me. Neither should you ever try to violate my sovereignty rights. And my reason for putting on the Freeman Indigenous Rights plate is to declare who I am, and the state need to respect that. You can't do nothing about that. It is the natural way of indigenous rights, a declaration of a natural human being showing who you are and who he is, and you can't violate that under international laws. Under the section 5 of chapter 52 of the Indigenous Declaration of the United Nations, indigenous people rights are different from other rights, and indigenous people are sovereignty, which means you don't have rights over indigenous people, neither do you have any jurisdiction. So upon doing the proper procedure and declaring my rights, I've been violated by the same Bawty Pumpy, and none of you seems to coming out on my behalf and talking, but you're talking about Yogi Ferrell. Well, this needs to be adjusted and reach to the public, because this is not a good proceedings that the state has been going on with and been doing. And I need to see this reach to the level where I not only get my respect, but the other indigenous brothers and sisters back there who are also fighting for the rights and for the land that the government has been trying to confiscate and take away and don't want to give back the indigenous people what belongs to them, get the justice and everything that belongs to them. Land and resources belong to all the indigenous people. No government own land. Come tell me about land is Crown land. What is the Crown own land? Where does the Crown come from? It's the indigenous land. Uromi, which is referred to as St. Vincent and the Grenadines, is indigenous land. Uromi, and it belongs to we, the indigenous Moors. And there ain't no such thing as Garifuna and Kalinago. Those are fake. And for my brothers and sisters, wake out of your sleep, yeah? And that's it.